Feel like lucid be my dreams. Said you love me, so I'm sure you know the means. It's like I'm living all inside a movie in a dream. Sequels to my life entirely up to me. Slowly suffocating, do you notice how it feels? Baby, can you hold me while I'm running through the field? Like hills that have the eye, but I do not think they see me. Even if they do, then I guess gon' have to kill me.
Yo, what the fuck is that, bro? Alright.
So this guy saved people from a bomb, and then the whole world turned against him. Now the guy's name is Richard, and Richard's 34, he's a security guard working in Atlanta, and one night in 1996, he's working the night shift at the Summer Olympics, which happened to be going on in Atlanta. And he's posted up in this huge park area where spectators are hanging out, eating from concession stands, listening to live music on a big stage nearby. And while he's patrolling, Richard notices a group of drunk people hanging out near a bench. And they're being loud, and they're like throwing trash on the ground, and he goes over to confront them, and they leave. But
yo, what is y'all worst drunk story?
When they leave a green military backpack under a park bench. Richard's like, hey, you left your bag. And they're like, that's not our bag, you turd. And so Richard starts thinking, this bag's been chilling here for like 30 minutes and no one has come to pick it up. What if there's a bomb in there?
That is the craziest, like... So, we do know there was a bomb in there because the fucking... At the start, the nigga said that, but like... Why would that be your first fucking thought process that, yo, there's a fuck... Yo, this bag has been here for 27 minutes and a half. There's a fucking bomb in that bitch. What the fuck? But, I mean, bro, that was low-key God, bro, because there really was a bomb in that bitch. But, like, no regular person is going to think that off rip. So,
and I have no idea.
Bro, that was probably God.
Yeah, why he immediately thinks it's a bomb,
yeah,
but...
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You know, he does. And it's a little paranoid, but he could be right. And so Richard radios his supervisors, and he's like, I think there might be a bomb in this bag. And they call the bomb squad over to investigate this. And so the bomb squad is on their way. Here's the thing, though. Richard doesn't know it yet, but he's actually right. There is a bomb inside the bag. 3 pipe bombs, actually. And they're stuffed with shrapnel ready to go off. And while the bomb squad is on their way, an ATF agent comes over to check it out. And this agent gets on the ground and he starts looking at it with a flashlight. And this dude's like, yep, that's a bomb. And so, bam, suddenly Richard and everyone panics and a lot of people run away. But Richard doesn't.
What's the first thing? Brother, I gotta cut. Have a good rest of the stream. Gotta see more of them. Peace out, for sure. I'll be live tomorrow. Yo, do you have Outlast Trials? I low-key want to run that shit, bro. Let me know if you're about it, bro. I'm trying to run that shit. Alright, good night, though, bro. Stay blessed.
Instead, he starts running around trying...
I don't have trials, but we can figure something out. I bet.
...to clear out the...
Wait, let me see how much that shit costs. I don't even have it either. Bro, I don't know why I'm asking y'all niggas like I have that shit. Hold on. How much is that shit? That shit's $52, nigga. Bro, I don't know why I thought this shit was like $10. I don't know about that. I could buy it, but I don't know how. Yeah, that's like a stretch for Outlast, gang. I'm gonna wait till this bitch go on sale. I'm not spending fucking $50 on this shit. Fuck that. It is a crazy game though. But, bro, I'm gonna wait. What month are we in right now? June? Bro, a sale will come up for this shit eventually, bro. I'll cop it then. Fuck that. Alright.
The area. There's a bomb! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! There's a bomb! He's running up to as many people as possible, telling them to get away from this backpack. And it's actually working, little by little.
Alright, bet. Yo! Okay, yeah, good night. But yo. Actually, okay. Roblox, spelling bee shit. Let's do that tomorrow.
The crowd starts to back up and flee. Then, all of a sudden, kaboom! One of the bombs goes off and shrapnel explodes everywhere, and everyone around screams and they run for their lives, and it's absolute chaos, and pieces fly through the air and they hit people, including one woman in the head, and she dies. Also, a cameraman is running around trying to clear out the area. There's a bomb! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! There's a bomb! He's running up to as many people as possible, telling them to get away from this backpack. And it's actually working.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Fuck the security job, nigga. I don't get paid enough. I'm gonna tell niggas, yo, there's a bomb, but I'm not running chasing after niggas, bro. I'm out of there, bro. Bro, I see it's a bomb, nigga, I'm gone. I'm out of here, bro. What the fuck are we talking about?
Little by little.
Bro, I'm immediately gone. Fuck that shit. Cause, yo, I understand, bro. It's your job, whatever. My nigga, my job do not pay me enough to fucking get blown the fuck up. I'm gonna be honest.
The crowd starts to back up and flee. Then, all of a sudden...
Lastly, he did all that, and niggas still was hating on him, doing all type of shit. See, that's why I would never... Bro.
Kaboom! One of the bombs goes off and shrapnel explodes everywhere, and everyone around screams and they run for their lives, and it's absolute chaos, and pieces fly through the air and they hit people, including one woman in the head, and she dies. Also, a cameraman is running toward the explosion because he wants to film it, and I guess he gets too excited and he has a heart attack and he...
Now, this is no disrespect to the dead, right? This is a top 5 worst way to ever die, bro. Gang, you watch a bomb go off, seen motherfuckers dying and shit, and you try to run for some clout and you died. Like, you got a heart attack and died. I'm not laughing at nobody who died, bro, because that shit not funny. But, bro, that has to be a top 5 most embarrassing death of all time, bro. Bro, I feel like there's certain shit that you just can't die to, bro. Like, a heart attack, that's regular. Bare niggas died of a heart attack. But in this situation, it's crazy. Yo, one thing, too. Yo, if a nigga... Bro, I feel like if a nigga ever... Not going... Bro, I can't go out to no bow and arrow, bro. I feel like dying to a bow and arrow is fucking crazy work, bro. Like, if I ever got took out by a bow and arrow, my nigga, I have to respawn, bro. I have to. Or like nunchucks or some shit. I get took out of this bitch to some shit like that, bro. I have to respawn. Knocking on wood, bro, because I'm talking all this shit. I'm talking all this shit and shit. Bro, I fuck around... Go out crazy, knock on wood, fucking slip on a banana peel or some shit, some stupid shit. But yeah, fuck that, bro. Bro, I can't go out, bro. I can't go out slipping on a banana peel, bro. That's crazy. You have to remember, bro. Think about it, bro. Me going out to the banana peel, bro. Think about all the trials and tribulations you went through in life, bro. That's like LeBron fucking dying to rolling his ankle, bro. Like, nigga, you're LeBron. That shit is not supposed to happen, bro.
He falls over and dies. And overall, 2 people die and 112 people get hurt. But Richard, he actually saved a bunch of lives that day by evacuating everyone beforehand. And so immediately, this bombing is big news and the story blows up. And suddenly the media starts calling him...
Bro, I never understood a nigga who sits down and says, yo, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna make a fucking bomb. How is that something that even enters your mind? I'm gonna make a fucking bomb.
A hero, and he's getting invited to do like TV interviews like on CNN.
And I just hope that we catch the people that did it.
And he should be getting all this attention. He saved a lot of lives. He's an unlikely security guard who suddenly became a hero. The man deserves a medal. Until... Unfortunately for him, not everyone thinks Richard is a hero. Pretty quickly, one of his former employers sees him being interviewed on CNN, and he doesn't like it. He apparently just doesn't like Richard, and he calls in a tip to the FBI, like, I think Richard planted the bomb himself. Now,
This is that's top 10 most hating shit ever. You hate a nigga so bad that you just make a false allegation on... That is the most demonic shit ever. That's actually insane.
FBI, they've been investigating all this, and they apparently don't have a lot of leads in this case, and they need to start making arrests soon, or they're...
This perfectly encapsulates the fucking police, bro. Let me run that back.
Like, I think Richard planted the bomb himself. Now, the FBI, they've been investigating all this, and they apparently don't have a lot of leads in this case, and they need to start making arrests soon, or they're gonna look really bad at their job. And so they get this tip, and they start thinking, maybe it was.
See what I'm saying? Bro, that's the one thing that I don't like about, like, the justice system, at least with the prosecution and the police. Yo, a lot of the time, they're not looking to solve the case and find who the culprit is. Now, I won't say a lot of the time, but I'm saying there's a lot of cases where they're not looking to find out, who did this. They want to have that case closed. It's a high profile case. They need to get it solved. There's pressure on them. They just want to find someone. So instead of looking for evidence that proves who did it, they start looking, they get a suspect, get tunnel vision on that suspect, and then start looking for evidence that could say someone did it. Instead of looking at if the nigga actually did it. That's what they do. Because that's what court is. Court is just a game, bro. Like trials and shit, bro. It's literally, it's like chess, bro. It's how much evidence can you bring and prove, like how much evidence can you bring to get somebody incarcerated and get somebody found guilty. Like there's niggas who get off a boat. Like this is why, like a nigga like Tory Lanez, where everyone is sitting here, like the whole fucking general public believes the nigga didn't shoot the shorty, right? Right, like the whole general public doesn't believe that, but he's still in jail. It's chess. It's about what story you can portray. And that's not all the time. Granted. There's some niggas who have done crazy shit. Full evidence, they did it, lock them up. But there's also a lot of situations where, bro, they're just trying to, like, incarcerate somebody. Or close a case that is fucking, that they have bare pressure on their back about. Like, bro, that's why Tory is sitting in jail right now. And the fucking world doesn't even think he did it. Think about it. How was it proved beyond reasonable doubt that the nigga did it when nobody in the world, like the whole general public, thinks the nigga didn't do it? Obviously it wasn't proved without reasonable doubt, because everyone done seen the case, seen the details, and they're like, wait, that doesn't make sense. How is he sitting in jail guilty, being found beyond reasonable doubt for a crime? It doesn't make sense. And like there's another case where I watched where, this is what I'm trying to tell you, they take selective evidence and try to use it to incarcerate people. They don't, some of these niggas, like, and it's not all police, it's some cases where they don't really care about whether the person did it or not. They don't look for evidence to show who did it. They're trying to look for evidence to see what they could get to convince their jury that somebody did it. So like, bro, there was one case where it was like, there was this guy, some girl got like, I think she got like, I'm not trying to get into it, but she got like some R-word shit and murdered. And like the nigga, someone burned her body after. Like it was a gruesome story, right? And they arrest this nigga, like this random nigga, and they're like, he was in the area when it happened, and he has a similar match to what was used to set her on fire, and the weapon he had was, the knife he had was similar to the one used to stab her. So I can't remember. I'm pretty sure the nigga went to jail and shit. This is what I'm trying to tell you, where they use selective evidence. Because that's what they were saying, right? But boom, whole time, it is true. He was in the area, but the distance, this is what I'm trying to tell you. They use shit to convince a jury of why the person did it, rather than actually get evidence to show the person did it. Like he did it for, like they don't actually care. You know what I mean? Like, bro, he was in the area when this thing happened to the girl, but when he got exonerated after being in jail for a while, they look and it was like where he was, it was impossible for him to get. He was in the area, but he was like 15, like 20 minutes away. It would have been impossible for him to go there and kill her at the time he did, and then get to the area where they had arrested him in that short of time. It wasn't possible. And then they ended up looking at the lighter, and they're like, the match that was used to like light her body on fire, I mean, is gruesome. But when they looked at the match, they're like, yes, the prosecution was right. The match is similar, but when you look at both of the matches, they're not the same type of match. They're made from two completely different companies. So that was not the match he used to light her on fire. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. They used selective evidence. So they already knew this. The prosecution knew that the match didn't match the one, but it was similar. So that instead of saying, oh, it doesn't match in court, they say they're similar. It's similar to the one. They know it's not. They know it's different matches, and they know he didn't. They know that's not the matches. The matches on him weren't used. But the way they portrayed it in court, they're similar, and you know what I mean. Then the knife was like different. Like the way the knives that like the sizes and shit, they weren't the same. They were very different. So nothing matched him, and then the time didn't make sense. The prosecution knew all of this, but they're not trying to lock up somebody who's guilty or find the culprit. They're trying to get their case closed. So whatever they can do to make it look like you did a crime, or whatever evidence they can present to convince the courtroom and the jury that you did a crime, is what the fuck they will do. They don't actually like, and this is not all of them, right? But this is a good mass majority. The only time where they get tunnel vision on a nigga and they don't like get the nigga incarcerated and trial and shit is when they literally cannot find no evidence. But say you have some similarities, like the example I just gave you, yo, they're fucking locking you up,
Was this
putting you on trial and doing their best to throw you away for life.
Richard guy who planted the bomb, and they start investigating him. And journalists, they hear about this, and again, kaboom! Now this version of the story blows up, and every news outlet is talking about how Richard, the hero security guard...
Why is it coming out in the paper that the FBI suspects him of doing a crime when he hasn't been in charged or indicted on any of these? Why would the FBI why would this be coming out to the public? So now they're gonna go harass. This is like, bro, this would be like if you're chilling and some random shorty says some shit about you, and then no, not even some random shorty. This would literally be like if the police was like, we suspect that this nigga R-worded somebody, and then they put that in a local paper. Whole time there's nobody there saying that. There's no victim. There's no one saying no shit like that. They just assume that, and it's being broadcasted in your local paper. Like that's what the fuck is happening to this nigga. There's no evidence of him doing any of this. No witness or no one to say he actually did any of this. But it's being broadcasted in the paper that he did something. Or imagine there was a shooting. You have nothing to do with the shooting, but the FBI, the police in your city broadcast that in the paper. You're suspected of doing the shooting, and the whole community is seeing that. Whole time you haven't even been indicted, charged at all. You have nothing to do with this shit. How does this happen? I thought the police were not supposed to let niggas know they're investigating them, like the FBI and shit.
Is actually a terrorist. And they start running with this whole narrative that he probably planted the bomb himself so that he could come across as a hero, and the media is all over him, chasing him around.
Can you stop for a second, please? Did you turn around? Where were you? What kind of questions were they asking?
And so he's staying in his mother's apartment. I think he actually lives with his mom. But look at the media just hanging out outside his mother's apartment, trying to get pictures of him, trying to talk to him. Like suddenly this guy can't go anywhere.
Did you categorically say that you did not do this? I did not do it. Categorically? Yes.
And during all this, he's still kind of doing interviews, and they're like confronting him.
I don't know if you ever saw this.
No, sir, I didn't see it.
What's your reaction to it?
Probably sold some papers that day.
And so the FBI, they want to bring Richard in and question him, but they want to trick him into coming in without a lawyer. And so they...
See? And this is another thing. Yo, if y'all ever go into an interrogation room, don't even say a word, just ask for a lawyer. Bro, that's what I'm doing, that shit no matter what. I don't give a fuck if I'm not... Bro, I don't even have to be under surveillance for a crime, or they couldn't even think I'm a suspect in a crime. Bro, they could literally be like, yo, somebody just got their ass beat outside the McDonald's. You live nearby. Could you give us any... I'm talking to a lawyer, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Nothing you go into an interrogation room and say will be used to help you. I'm sorry. I never seen a nigga go into an... Bro, mind you, I watch all types of these videos for hours. I never seen a nigga go into an interrogation room and the shit went well for him. And you could really be telling the truth. Little shit can be used against you. Like, say you're like, so what time did you leave your house? And you're like, I want to say maybe 11. You don't really remember. Like, no one's like exactly remembering shit like that. Especially if the shit happened months ago. You're not gonna remember. Yo, say I ask you right now. Yo, where were you on March 22nd? at 8 o'clock. You're not just gonna remember off the top. So say you're there like, oh, maybe like I probably left my house at like 11 to go to the store to go to like get food or whatever. And then you're like, actually, just like that, that's something that could be used against you. He previously lied in the courtroom. He said he left at 11. Really. Surveillance shows that he left at 10. So he's already shown that he's willing to lie. There's little shit that they'll use to discredit you in court if you ever were to get charged or indicted on some shit. Never talk to these niggas without a lawyer, bro. It will never help you. That's why they're itching to get this nigga in court, get this nigga in for an interview without a lawyer, because they have no evidence on him. They can't prove anything on him. Best believe if they're trying to get him in, they've been investigating him. They can't find this thing. So what they're trying to do is get him in for an interview, get him to crack, and say some shit so they can indict him. This is a desperation heave. They don't have shit.
They hit him up and they tell him, we think you're a hero. And they say that they're making a training video on the bombing for future FBI agents to watch. And they invite him to come to the FBI building in Atlanta and talk to them and help them make this training video. And poor naive Richard, he's like, all right. And so he goes to their office.
I'm sorry, I keep pausing. Bro, this video is long as shit and this video is only 8 minutes. But listen, bro, it's a reaction, nigga. Shut up. Listen. I hope this nigga went and got a fucking lawyer, bro. Do not talk, bro. Never, I'm telling y'all, if you watch this, the one piece of knowledge you can take from me is never talk to the police without a lawyer. I don't give a fuck if I'm not even a suspect in a crime. Like, you could be like, yo, anything. I'm never talking, bro.
And they start asking.
There's literally no benefit to do it. You're either in there because, nigga, you're gonna be a fucking suspect, or they're investigating you, maybe even trying to build evidence or build a case on you, or number two, you're a fucking witness, which, bro, you're gonna be a witness for what? I mean, certain shit is different. Maybe like your mom got killed, you're a civilian, you're not no, you know, that's understandable. But like, bro, say two niggas was fighting, a nigga shot at a nigga. Bro, you don't want to be involved in that. Have to go testify, nigga. You're on the stand cooperating against a violent nigga. Bro, you just put yourself as a snitch. And even if you're a civilian, say you're a civilian, not on that, right? That's cool. And not even, they still, like, bro, say that nigga has niggas and he in a gang and shit. Bro, those niggas might just want to kill you. You know, you literally gain nothing from being interrogated, bro. You don't gain a thing. Because even say you did see some shit, you're just like, yo, this happened. They're going to ask you to testify, and then now your life is in danger. Now you're in danger. Nigga probably trying to kill you or some shit. There's nothing. There's no benefit to it. Literally nothing.
Him all kinds of questions, but they're real chill. Like, this all feels like they're just gathering information for this training video they're making. And one of the agents is like, yeah, we want to make this training video as realistic as possible. Just pretend you're a suspect, and I'll read you your Miranda rights, and we'll record it. And so this agent starts reading Richard his Miranda rights, and that is when Richard realizes something isn't right. And so he uses their phone, and he calls up a friend of his who happens to be a lawyer. And his lawyer friend is like, I see what they're doing here. You get the hell out of that building right now, Richard. Yep. And so Richard leaves, and the FBI, they don't get any answers.
They don't get
from him.
I bet you they couldn't indict this nigga. I bet you he didn't get charged. Watch. I bet you he didn't get charged, nigga.
However, unfortunately for him, the FBI isn't done yet. They really seem...
They're desperate. They can't fight. He didn't do shit, bro. So, bro, I promise you, he didn't... Number one way, half of the time, they really don't even be finding evidence on niggas. Normally what it is, they get niggas in the interrogation room and make them crack. Or make them, like, say shit that doesn't add up and then start using it against them to make them crack. Bro, he didn't say a word to them. Now they actually have to go and look for real evidence. They're not going to be able to find shit because he didn't do shit.
To want to connect him to this bombing. And so pretty quickly, they get a warrant to search his place. And they go there and they rip his apartment apart for like 7 hours. And they make him sit outside with the media vultures hounding him the whole time. And the media's all snapping candid photos of him. Here's actually a picture of him waiting on the stairwell, like looking all depressed. And of course, the FBI, they don't find anything in their search because he's not guilty of anything. And so this chaos goes on for nearly 3 months. The media's just harassing him. The FBI's harassing him. He can't go anywhere.
Yo, I could see a nigga losing his mind to this shit, bro. Bro, I hope he's sued, bro. You better get a bag for this shit. Why are media pages running with a narrative that somebody did something and they haven't been indicted or charged with a crime yet? I hope he's sued, bro. You need to get a bag for this shit, bro. That is ridiculous. And, bro, take it in. He really saved, like, mad niggas' lives. Like, bro, 2 people died. One nigga was running with a camera and had a heart attack, and the other shorty, she died to the bombing. If it wasn't for him, bro, maybe, and 100 something people were injured. Bro, it could have been 100 motherfuckers who died. I don't think y'all understand. We could have just probably had one of the craziest. That could have probably been one of the craziest terrorist attack in American history. Like the only one that might be over that is 9/11. Because he told niggas there was a bomb and still 100 people got injured and 2 people died. Bro, if he didn't even notice, I'm trying to say a couple hundred people would have died. The only thing I could think that has more than that is like 9/11. You know what I mean? Look how they treat him.
Without being accused of being a terrorist. He can't sleep, partly because the apartment being surrounded by reporters all the time, and partly due to PTSD from witnessing a freaking bomb go off and watching someone die from it. But as time goes on, it eventually becomes clear that no matter how hard they try, the FBI can't seem to find any evidence that Richard had anything to do with the bombing or that he's guilty of anything at all. And so, after a long, embarrassing investigation...
I know I keep pausing, but bro, take in that all of this stems from some fuck nigga who didn't like him calling the police and saying he's the one who planned it. Saying Richard was the one who planned it. Yo, nigga, bro, y'all have to be careful because Richard probably never even really thought of this nigga at all. Like, really think about it. In his day-to-day life, he's not there thinking about that nigga. His old employer, he don't even work with this nigga anymore. That nigga's not going through his mind on a day-to-day basis. That's what I'm trying to... There's niggas in this world who hate you and want the worst for you and you don't even know. You don't even think about them, nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't have nothing to do with them niggas. All of this because of that. Ruined his life for months. I hope you sued and got a bag.
The Justice Department finally releases a formal statement confirming once and for all that Richard has been cleared of any suspicion.
Sue them niggas,
and Richard, of course, he's super relieved and he holds a whole press conference.
In its rush to show the world how quickly it could get its man, the FBI trampled on my rights as a citizen.
And he also files a lawsuit against several media outlets for dragging his name through the mud, and he also sues his former employer for talking shit about him. And from this, he gets a bunch of settlement money, and he uses that to buy him and his mom a new house. So, good for him. And eventually, in 2003, they finally catch the real bomber, some psycho who was doing it for political reasons. And now he's in prison for life, so, fuck him.
Bro, good shit. I ain't gonna lie. After all that shit that nigga went through, yo, for a couple M's, I wonder how much he settled for. Richard Jewell. Let me see how much he settled for. Richard Jewell. Is it an undisclosed amount? How much did they pay him? The New York Post and Pediment... Bro, I'm not gonna pronounce that shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. College, among others, for defamation and whatever. The specific amounts of the settlements were often undisclosed. Some details have emerged, including a $500,000 settlement with NBC and a settlement with CNN. So, yo, he got a fucking bag. I ain't gonna lie, it was worth it. Let me see. He settled for $595K, then $200K with CNN, that's $795,000. Then he settled for $320. Wait. Settled for $595. Settled $200 to Richard Jewell and $50,000 to Bobby Jewell. Oh, that's his mom. And Pediment College ultimately settled for $325. That nigga got what? What was that? What is that? That's like a milli, 1 mil, 20,000. $1,020,000 for 3 months of being harassed. It's low-key kind of worth it. And then you have to remember that on top of that, he was still suing his other employer. But that nigga probably broke his out. That nigga probably got like 2 fucking jelly beans for that shit. But still, 1,020,000 for the whole world to call you a terrorist, hate you, harass you, niggas stay outside your house all day. Couple months. I might do it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah.
Something, baby, I like just how you blushing. And maybe we could bust it at the function. Turn nothing to something. Wish you could just see the horrors of my life, my upbringing.